Today, it's the turn for the MG Windsor, and our resident expert Karthikeya is here, having freshly driven this badass car, battery as a service car, and we're going to discuss a lot of stuff. And the battery as a service is going to be an important part of the discussion because it's a very cool idea, and it has a few pros and a few cons. We'll get to it.
Okay, I was going to tell him that you start off with all the MG and Windsor jokes straight up. Let's get that done with.
Look. If a car company is primarily a Shanghai automotive owned company that has an Indian arm called Morris Garages, Morris being a British name, which is now partly owned by Jindal Steel, which is an Indian company, and they choose to name their vehicles after British castles and stuff. Honestly, I don't know that I need to make jokes about this. I think the Comet, therefore, is a very normal sounding name. The ZS is even better. But Windsor,
Windsor's definitely to me though is tone deaf.
yeah.
I don't be reminded about the colonial Raj
Yeah.
effectively.
Think about how many connotations there are, right? East India Company on one side, right? Shanghai Automotive on the other side.
I want Jaguar to make a car, name it Kohinoor, and send it to the UK.
For which you'll have to wait at least a year and a half because I think Jaguar's on a year-long break because they just have too many cars in the dealerships and they're not selling
They're
fast
waiting
enough.
for their EVs to come. Yeah. Okay, and EVs. So we'll start off with Windsor.
Sure.
Okay. There are lots of things that we will have to cover, so I'll try and do this quickly. First, the snapshot. There are 2-3 things with the car that are issues.
Okay.
Not deal breakers, but there are some issues.
Right.
There is one reason to not buy this altogether.
Okay.
And there is one reason why this entire conversation is also pointless. Okay, so that is, I will park that for later, but that's one part.
And I thought I was the critical one.
No, because there really is a lot to talk about this car. Okay, now, the car itself.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, if we spoke about this on Disconnect a little while ago, saying that we need more players in India.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
We need good car makers, people delivering solid products, right? Well-rounded products. This is a shining example of that.
Okay.
Okay. From the small things, like my first set of notes is, it's always a small thing that you touch and feel and try, right? So I got into the car and used the power windows, auto up down, all 4 windows, smooth, fast power windows, quiet. So the small things that point towards quality. The sunblinds, rather the visors, good quality again, which you would till not too long back you would have looked at and said that that's from a premium car. The finish of plastics, like I was just thinking, pegging this, where does this fit? Okay, for me it's second to Kia.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because from Kia there is a step down to Hyundai, and Hyundai is good, but this is there. So like in the car, they have this wood type finish on the dashboard, which isn't wood at all, it's plastic, but it looks so good that when you reach out to touch it, you're expecting texture.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Right? And all the other plastics are consistent and good quality feel to it. I miss talking about it on the outside because for me, it looks like an MPV, but it's not that big. It's that mono volume kind of shape. I like the design. I think that they have managed to, people have talked about what it looks like. I think what it reminded me most of was the Fiat Multipla, which was like this.
I love the Multipla. Yeah.
It's a unique looking thing. And this is, I think, a modern version of that. And it's nice. It looks futuristic enough. It looks quirky enough. It looks cool enough. I think it's a nice design and I enjoyed it. The issue with the design was that MG had a whole bunch of accessories on the car, like blacked out bits going around or around the fog lamps and on the sides, on the doors and all of that, rub strips and things like that. Those look tacky. Okay, so they are accessories. I checked with them. They're not part of the car by default. If they are, ask the dealer to not fit them. If for any reason, if that becomes a conversation, I think the car will look much better without them.
You would have been happy if they were chrome instead.
No.
I'm just checking.
I would be happy if they just disappeared and that's it. So exterior design works, quality looks good. Interior, of course, the big talking point will be the the kind of equipment it has and stuff like that. So one of the things is the touchscreen, which is a 15.6-inch screen. 15.6 inches, and the smaller one, which is the one you'll get from the base variant, is 14 inches.
Nice.
So, or something like that. It's the base variant also gets a 7-inch driver's infotainment screen. The higher variants get 8-inch.
But does the driver need infotainment or just information?
Sorry, the driver's instrument cluster, not infotainment. Sorry.
No, look. I asked this question in all seriousness, not that I was going to trip up Karthik, because it is entirely possible for car manufacturers today to think that the driver requires infotainment. And when they have autonomy, they will need infotainment. What else are they going to do sitting there, right?
Oh, on that note, this car doesn't get ADAS.
Okay.
Happy? I'm happy that it doesn't have that. So it gets all this wow factor. 15 inches, it's massive.
Yeah.
It's just plain massive.
Yeah.
Okay. And the other reason why this car...
No, you will not write that comment. I know what you're going to type. You're not going to type that comment. I'm telling you right now.
God. Okay, now I got it.
If you really enjoyed this clip, there's not much that you can do because it's over, but this clip is from a much longer video which plays on our main channel, which is called MotorInc. I invite you now to visit there and explore this idea in more detail, and there you'll meet another amazing motoring personality, my great friend Karthik Accessories, the one and only.